on his defense.
I'll tell you the other thing too, he's a dead ringer for CC Sabathia.
Yes.
The hat is cocked to the side. The big left-handed rookie ready to go. Here's the Carolina lineup. Keep an eye on Gavin Gallagher, the cleanup hitter at third base. He's been terrific as well.
Talk about having a hot regional. 6 for 7, multiple extra base hits. He's been the catalyst. The 1-2-3 hole for the Tar Heels haven't really shown themselves in this regional. He's had to pick up the slack.
Yep, that's exactly right. We'll keep an eye on those guys as we get started. Carolina, because in the NCAA tournament format, you alternate whether you're the home team or the visiting team. The Tar Heels bat first. They'll be in their regular dugout if you've seen games here in Chapel Hill. And they will be the visiting team. Oklahoma, who played Carolina last night, is the home team because why? They've already played once. They just switched sides of the card here tonight. Kane Kepley to get us started. And there's Skip Johnson. 5 NCAA tournament appearances as Oklahoma's head coach in his 8th campaign. Of course, in 2022, they were the national runner-up at the College World Series. Brian Marine is behind the plate tonight. And the battery of Barfield and Easton Carmichael for Oklahoma. And here is Kepley to lead things off tonight. He's just 1 for 7 in the regional, and the first pitch of the ball game is away for ball 1. Barfield's only other 2 starts. One was in Bedlam in Stillwater against Oklahoma State. That's a fastball at 90 to even the count. The other was game 1 of the Southeastern Conference tournament at the Hoover Met against Kentucky. 1-1. 2-1 now to Kepley.
Well, there's definitely some confidence in Barfield. He has some good stuff. A 3-pitch guy. But as we've spoken about earlier this morning, even coming into this regional, once you get past number 2, your number 2 pitcher, things can get a little dicey.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Kepley. On the ground to third. Handled by Willis and thrown on to first. Remember last night? What did Kepley do? He put a ball on the ground toward Willis. Retired 5-3, sharply handled by the Sooners for out number 1.
We talked about in the open the dominating pitching of the Tar Heels. Their 1-2 punch. They also have to add on that throughout this regional, all we've seen is early inning production by the winning team. So it seems like you can get past the first couple of innings with your starter intact, not having any errors or self-inflicted wounds. You're going to have a good chance to win the ballgame.
You see the struggles with Jackson Vanderbrake in the regional. That ball's hammered past the diving Willis into left field. Second hit of the weekend for Vanderbrake, and off he goes to second. Nope, big turn. He'll come back. A 1-out single for Vanderbrake.
Tar Heels are happy to see Jackson get going here. Drives it right past Willis at third base. Good effort by Willis, and then he stumbles around first base right here. Not sure if that was the deciding factor on going back. It's a nice job by Gamble getting the ball in quickly. No need to roll the dice there. Just take the single.
Luke Stevenson, 0 for 8 in the regional. Carolina was 10 for 24 last night against Oklahoma. With runners on. Vanderbrake at first against Barfield, who works from the stretch. Fires away 2-0. We just gave you the details on Stevenson's regional. But he has helped this team in many other ways.
Absolutely. He's been a brick wall behind the plate. The most complete hitter on the roster, just has had a slow weekend.
That's away 3-0. He has struck out 3 times. Twice against Holy Cross. 1 last night against Oklahoma. Did score 1.
Pressing just a bit, trying to a little too hard. Just relax and play. The sophomore has that ability.
3-0. Vanderbreak at first. Top of the letters for a strike. Partisans here verbally questioning the call.
You watch Barfield on the mound. He doesn't really take a look at the runner. He relies on the catcher in his decision. So it's not your conventional lefty where you are looking at first base, the runner at first base, maybe glancing home, holding him with your head. He's focused totally at home plate, maybe getting a signal from the catcher for a pickoff move or just a gut feeling.
3-1. Ball 4. 1 out walk to Stevenson. So now first and second, 1 out, and Gavin Gallagher. And since April began, he's been pretty solid.
Nails. 368 batting average, 11 home runs, 35 RBI. We already talked about the regional he's having here this weekend.
Carolina 7 of 14 last night with runners in scoring position against Oklahoma. They're 11 for 24 in the regional. Early opportunity for the Tar Heels. Top of the zone away from Gallagher from Barfield. Got a little pop in the arm.
Yeah. I had mentioned that the Achilles heel when I played was the shorter guys that threw hard. You got a big body guy on the mound like that.
Ran that one all the way back inside. Ball 1. One thing Gallagher has been throughout the weekend has been fairly patient at the plate. We talked about it on Friday with Holy Cross and certainly last night. That ball to left, but it's going to be foul. Hit it hard, just pulled it too much.
You can always tell when a batter is seeing the ball extremely well. We talked earlier to Easton Carmichael, and he said after the game earlier today about it looked like a beach ball, and seems like with those cuts from Gallagher it's the same way.
1-2, struck him out. Big win for the freshman Barfield. Out number 2 in the first, and he gets maybe Carolina's best offensive punch.
And the elevated fastball has worked for multiple pitchers here this weekend. You can see Gallagher trying to catch up to it. Level swing, 90 miles an hour in the upper part, works well for Barfield.
First and second, 2 outs. Now Stokely. That's high for ball 1. 326 on the year for Hunter Stokely. Only Madera's had a better average. Tried to hold and did. Ball 2. Tar Heels were 8 for 15. All the stuff in the first inning last night was with 2 outs.
Yep.
And they had 8 2-out RBIs. That ball got thrown back toward Willits. Banged around a little bit, but no harm for anybody.
There's been some nonverbal communication between Barfield and Willits every single pitch, and they must have recognized something about the lead at second base to try to sneak and get that pickoff to end this inning. They also want to keep him close. He doesn't score as easily on a single.
Fastball in. Stokely taking all the way there, Dana.
Yeah. Stokely has really come along this season, hitting the ball to the gaps. Coming into this game batting .326, 13 home runs.
Got a hit in 19 of his last 20.
12 doubles.
Big cut there, 2-2. Struck him out. What a win for the freshman. Stokely and Gallagher down on strikes. Carolina leaves 2 in the first off a hit. Back after this. It's the ball tonight for Scott Forbes' team, and we said at the top it's kind of been a tale of 2 seasons.
Well, it seems like Scott Forbes, he only recruits 6'5", 6'6" guys. But you can tell he definitely has good stuff. 92 to 95 with riding life. So the fastball is going to ride up. The slider is going to ride down and away. He's an equal opportunist with his changeup, which means he has confidence to throw and effectiveness to throw it to lefties and righties. But as you mentioned, he's had some struggles. At least the team has had some struggles supporting him for the last month.
Here's the look at the card tonight for Skip Johnson, and the guy on deck has been a brand unto himself.
Yes.
In the last couple days. That's Easton Carmichael. 3 home runs in the regional. 2 more today in the victory against the Cornhuskers. And here's Jason Walk standing in against Aiden Houck, and away it is for ball 1. Walk is 2 for 11. Stolen a base and drawn a walk. Struck out twice. Houck pops the mitt there, 1-1.
The numbers don't speak about the abilities of Jason Walk outside of those 2 strikeouts, Wes. He's hit the ball extremely hard from both sides of the plate.
That's low, 2-1.
He signals back to his dugout about the breaking ball. Does have a curveball as well. That's what we saw.
There's a strike. Walk doesn't like the call from home plate umpire Bruce Marine. Jason Walk has 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. Held up. Stevenson may have gotten the bad end of the deal there. And Marine is going to go out and hand the ball to Aiden Houck. Scott Forbes is checking on Luke Stevenson, his catcher.
He got the wind knocked out of him just a bit. This is a foul tip from Walk. Ball coming in and trying to work the inside part of the plate, and there. Oh. Protective gear protects, but only to a certain extent.
And so Stevenson's going to stay in the game. And here's a 2-2 pitch for Walk coming. Low, ball 3. To right on a rope and down into the corner to go. Walk can really run now. Scooped up in right field by Bass. The throw will be cut off by Vanderbrake. It's a double to start for Oklahoma.
It's a great swing by Jason Walk. Excellent speed out of the batter's box, but as you see, he gets the ball down the right field line, and Bass has a little bit of trouble grabbing it. I thought maybe Walk could have gone for 3. It looked like he had already made his decision to slow down and stop at second. He didn't pick up the third base coach, Wes. I thought with that speed, can't take it for granted. He could have gotten the extra 90.
13th extra base hit of the regional, 8th double for Oklahoma. There's a strike on the way for Easton Carmichael. And here's where this guy gets more dangerous. You got somebody now on base. And you see all the things he leads Oklahoma in. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away 0-2. Sooners are 9 for 19 earlier today against Nebraska with runners in scoring position.
The power is the part that jumps out to me about Carmichael, and those home runs he's hit, they weren't just landing right over the fence. We saw one earlier over the clock.
He hit one to Ehringhaus. Offered there, pulled the trigger, and is out on strikes. One away. First strikeout of the night for Aiden Houck.
Houck, when you're able to get ahead in the count, it opens the door up for all of your arsenal. And right there, a nice job behind the plate by Stevenson. Breaking ball well out of the zone. Just Carmichael can't hold up.
Sam Christensen will be next. He leads Oklahoma in hitting in the regional, 4 for 7. He's only played a couple of ball games. He's got 3 doubles, a triple, and 3 RBIs. 9 total bases. Has walked twice and struck out twice. He's had a full menu here in a couple games. The 1-0. Fastball by him.
Christensen has done a fine job seizing his opportunities. He hasn't been a starter for each of these games. He's come in and has really done a fine job with those opportunities. 4 of 7 with 3 extra base hits, 4 extra base hits.
The drop in the pitch is given.
Yes, that's that slider.
1-2. Just missed. 2-2.
That's an excellent job by Christensen laying off of that elevated fastball.
Two. Full now.
You see the defense. Shortstop pinched to the middle of the field a little bit.
Struck him out. 2 in a row for Houck.
Great execution. There's a changeup right there. I mentioned it earlier. He's very comfortable in throwing that changeup in any count against either a lefty or right-handed batter. It's going to move away from the left-handed bat. And he's able to execute that to perfection.
Here is Willits, 4 for 15 this weekend. 4 RBIs, though. He was really struggling on Friday. He was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He is 4 for 11 since. (1-0) to Jackson Willits, the Sooner shortstop. In for a strike. Opponents just 4 for 20 when Carolina gets to 2 outs. Walk is at second. He's been there since about the second pitch of the game. That's in the dirt. Stevenson did a good job covering it up. Brian Marine's going through baseballs like people go through facial tissue. I mean, they just brought him 4 new a minute ago.
Balls get scuffed up. Seeing Houck having a tough time. He spiked a few fastballs.
Here's the 2-1 off the plate. 3-1 now against Willits, who handles the bat pretty well despite the Friday struggle. I've been really impressed with the way he's come back and helped his team in a variety of ways.
It tells you a lot about his makeup. When you have that kind of down game where you're not seeing the ball as well, you're able to bounce back immediately.
Here's the 3-1. Turned it over again on him.
Here's what we know about Houck. He's not going to serve it up on a platter. He's comfortable with all 4 of his pitches. A 3-1 count in this circumstance. He throws you a breaking ball, speeds up possibly a fastball here.
Roped on the ground. Vanderbrake backs up. He'll throw to first, and that'll do it. Aiden Houck gives up a leadoff double to Jason Walk, and then strikes out 2 and grounds out Willits. We're scoreless after 1 in Chapel Hill. Tar Heels, you see the record at home, the run production, and the defense to a degree, but 3-1-1 in the ACC series, 27-6 overall.
And with the overall record 44-12, we mentioned it already, only 1 non-conference loss. Amazing.
Here is Jaden Barfield to work. Inning number 2 against Scott Forbes' team. The 1-0 for Madera. 2-0. You see the season numbers for Madera and what he's done here in the regional.
One of the team leaders. Got to see him in the press conference to kick things off. He and DeCaro.
2-0's a strike.
It's always funny when you go to those press conferences, Wes, because you get to see a little bit of the personality, but DeCaro was definitely deferring to Madera for a lot of the questions.
Out of the way, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was interesting. Madera was asked about Vanderbrake, who had a terrific ACC tournament, and he was talking about guys you play with. You know, different personalities. The guy at second, middle infielders. Everybody assumes the combination of plays. That is rolled over up the first base side, foul. And Madera was almost as if Vanderbrake had brought him out of his shell. Vanderbrake talks all the time. He's very vocal. He gets me to be vocal. Probably not as vocal as I need to be, and yet he's encouraged me to be. And speaks to what, when you take a guy from New Jersey and a guy from Yakima, Washington, and put them together, what you get sometimes.
That's right. Earl Shire, former teammate.
2-2. Struck him out. Barfield looks sharp through 4. That is his 3rd strikeout in a row. He got a ground ball to start the game, a single to Vanderbrake, a walk to Stevenson, and since then, everybody's walked back to the dugout.
And Madera just trying to wave a little defensive swing there, but with that slider working off the plate, so tough. The compact body makeup of Barfield and how quickly that ball can get on top of you.
Here's Tyson Bass. Now, he and Sam Angelo, who are on deck, the 7th and 8th hitters, are a combined 6 of 13 with 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and a double. These 2 guys have been doing work. Bass takes another fastball in for a strike. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that's one of the more impressive parts of this team, is the makeup of this team, is that when Kepley, Vanderbrake, and Stevenson haven't had things going, these 2 guys have picked up the slack.
Off the glove of Barfield. Willits will have to really hurry here, and he gets Bass down the line. It glanced off Barfield's glove, and Jackson Willits stayed with it nicely for the out.
Watch the athleticism right here. Reaction by Barfield just slows it down enough that Willits can get to it. Not sure that he wouldn't have gotten to it if it did not glance off the glove of Barfield, but it made an easier play for the shortstop.
And here is Angelo. Sam Angelo had a big night last night. 2 home runs off the Sooners. Kyson Witherspoon. Barfield delivers a strike. 0-1.
See the defense shift. Shortstop basically in the second base position. So playing Angelo as a dead pull hitter here. They're going to shift even more with the third baseman Willis playing at shortstop.
He went oppo last night. That's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Angelo.
It was a treat speaking with him after the game last night. Fun to hear about his exploits and how well he felt about himself and this team.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Angelo. Scoreless here in the second in Chapel Hill. 2-2. Toward walk in center, but right at him. Tar Heels are retired in order. 3 strikeouts for Jaden Barfield. Oklahoma to the plate next. Full house tonight at the Bosch in Chapel Hill. Folks moving around. They got in here delayed about 37 minutes from when we were supposed to start. No, there's Dana. There's your seats.
Yeah.
Come back and we do a regional here again. You want to sit out there, don't you?
One of the most fun games, the most electric atmospheres I've ever been. Because you're doing the games in the booth, played the game for a long time.
Right.
I'm sure you can ask a lot of guys, have they ever felt like a fan? Have they ever gone to a game and just felt like, I am a fan of this game? And for me, it took a long time for me to be a fan, but I will tell you, the seats that I enjoyed the most were those seats out in the outfield.
Gamble tried to hit one there, pulled it foul, way down in the.
He's at the 2013 AL wildcard game, Royals versus Oakland A's in Kansas City, and I was out actually in left field in those type of seats. Hosmer hits a triple late in the game and opens up the floodgates, and I've been in Arrowhead, obviously played in Monday Night Football and all that.
Yeah.
I had never been a part of an atmosphere that was wrong.
What's going on out there, by the way?
No, those are the seats I like.
Yeah, way out there, fellas. How y'all doing? They got squeeze play set up out there, you think?
I think they got everything out there. Definitely coolers.
Guys look good out there, too. Look like they got things taken care of. 2-2. It's the beautiful thing about college baseball, because stadiums are built within the physical plan of campuses, obviously. And, you know, if you've been to Mississippi State, it's unbelievable in left field. If you've been to Georgia, there's the hill.
Yep.
On the right side, Gamble fouls that away. It's still full of 3-2. And the nooks and crannies at ballparks always fascinate me where people end up watching. Now, Carolina likes those seats there. You know why? Because they've cut a hole in the fence for people to watch.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Yep.
And then you've got the people at the top of the field hockey stadium looking over. There's a ground ball to the first base side. Stokely backs up on it. He'll flip to Houck. Steps on the bag for out number 1. 3-1 cover. Now, as much as I like the idea of right field in the fence, there's where we need to go.
Yeah. That seems like a party out there.
We got all the room we want. We got friends. They'll be on the wall.
But you can't sit down. That's the only thing.
And what's my man doing here now?
He's chilling. He's chilling. Another day at the park, littler.
1 out for Branch. Squared the bunt, pulled it away when the fastball started rising. Freshman from Lucas, Texas. One ball, one strike to Branch. And the pitch. Stayed high, 2-1. We've still got elimination games going on tonight. We've got a couple of regional finals underway. Plenty of baseball around tonight. Over our head, 2-2. Been a terrific weekend. Been a dramatic weekend someplace.
Yeah. Definitely some surprises.
Cool.
Some extra excitement.
I don't think anybody thought the nation's top seed would be done.
Yeah. That's what makes this time of the year special. I say this time of year, not just baseball, but talk March Madness and basketball.
2-2 on the ground to third. Long throw, handled nicely by Gallagher. Made this look easy.
Yes.
Gavin Gallagher has been tough at the plate. He's really good with the glove here. 2 away, and that'll get Desan Harris to the plate. hard to believe this guy didn't play Friday night.
Talk about having yourself a weekend.
Oh my gosh. Harris fouled away. Just so we're understanding here, he is 5 for 6, a double, 3 RBIs,
and didn't start every game.
Right, just started one game. Yeah, inserted into the lineup today against Nebraska, and just went right to work. Couple doubles.
It's not rocket science.
No. The 1-1, 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Scoreless are the Sooners and Tar Heels. A Carolina win means they go to the Supers. An Oklahoma win, we play a winner-take-all tomorrow. Off the plate, 3-1. We welcome those of you that have seen Ole Miss eliminate Georgia Tech from the Oxford Regional. We're in Chapel Hill at Boshamer Stadium with Dana Hughes, West Durham. North Carolina advances tonight with a win to the Super Regional. An Oklahoma victory means a winner-take-all game tomorrow here in Chapel Hill. We are scoreless in the bottom of the second. Each team has had 1 hit, and the Sooners have a 2-out walk to Harris, and that'll bring Drew Dickerson, the 8-hole hitter, to the plate to face Aiden Houck of the Tar Heels. These are the top 2 seeds in the Chapel Hill Regional. Holy Cross eliminated yesterday. Nebraska this morning by Oklahoma, so Sooners are playing 2 on this Sunday. Here is the 1-0 for Dickerson. Now 2-0.
Talked about Skip Johnson shuffling up this lineup, feeling comfortable moving guys around, whether it's Jason Walk from the leadoff back to the leadoff. Drew Dickerson has put up some good numbers this weekend. Was a 3-hole earlier today.
That's low. Now 3-0. 4 straight balls, I think, from Aiden Houck. Over to first. Deshaun Harris dives in.
Deshaun over at first base, 5 of 6 in stolen base attempts. A little bit of struggle showing from Houck. I don't think you're going to see him try to swipe a base until after a strike is thrown.
Pops the mid, 3-1. Houck has been fighting it in the second half of the season. Scott Forbes handing the ball to his number 3 starter, who got off to a terrific first half of the campaign, but has kind of been fighting it since mid-April. There's a throwback over to keep Harris close. Oklahoma opened with a double from Jason Walk to start in the first, and then back-to-back strikeouts of Carmichael and Christensen. Ground ball from Willits ended that threat. Carolina had a single and a walk. Then Jaden Barfield, a freshman's been terrific for Oklahoma here early. He has struck out 3. And now Aiden Houck trying to end the frame for Oklahoma here. Count is full.
The runner will be on the move here.
Runner goes. Strike 3. Aiden Houck retires Dickerson. Oklahoma leaves 1. We're scoreless. Friday, you see Oklahoma beat Nebraska for the first time also on Friday. And then Nebraska eliminated the Patriot League champion, Holy Cross, yesterday. Last night, North Carolina took the 2-0 lead with an 11-6 win against Oklahoma behind Jason DeCaro. And this morning, Oklahoma, I say this morning, it started shortly after noon, 17 runs in eliminating Nebraska in an old Big 8 matchup, 17-1. Kept waiting for Mike Rozier and Billy Sims to get called for the ball game, but that didn't happen.
No wishbone?
No wishbone. Didn't see Thomas Lott.
Irving Fryer.
Didn't see Eric Crouch. Didn't see Eric Crouch. Steve Entman. Didn't see any of those.
None of those, yeah.
Or Dean Steinkühler. That's who I'm thinking of. The big lineman. There's a chopper to first. Christensen will handle it. Step on the bag to retire Carter French. Steve Entman played at Washington, I remember.
Right. Played against him.
Steinkühler played at Nebraska. He was one of those guys.
A lot of great names, great teams.
Oh, here we go. This is Kane Kepley, whose walk-up music is the Lion King, so Tar Heel fans throughout the year have come with animals every time Kepley stands in. There's a strike. It's a good baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
This is what a coach would tell you is a ball player, right? Off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, we've seen some defensive gems from him in the outfield. The leader, clear leader of the outfield crew.
Yeah, you could see him and Jason Wall can be just fine.
Yep.
That's a fastball. Board says 89 miles an hour. Looks a lot hotter.
Yeah. That's what I say about those compact guys. You fall in love with the radar gun if you want. But guys like that, the ball just seems to get on top of you quickly.
Kepley's 286. He's got a couple of home runs. Less than 30 RBIs. You don't want him on base, though, if you're the opponent. 2-2. That's shuffled along the ground. Backhanded. No! It jumped up the chest of Branch. And Kepley's aboard. It'll be an error on the second baseman.
You got your second baseman, Branch, playing deep. Now, this is just the last hop before it gets to the grass, so it wasn't about that fringe that had that ball bounce up a little higher there. Just a tough break for the second baseman, Kane Kepley. 41 stolen bases, the rest of the team 48.
Barfield will throw over.
Do not blink, do not make an error. Kepley will be on second base. Love that attitude right there. Slides back, all goes back to Barfield. Oh, gotta pay attention.
Skied. Out goes Branch. In comes Harris and walk. 2 away. A very quiet out for Vanderbrink.
Yeah.
And here's Luke Stevenson. You see the 18 home runs. It has been a pretty quiet weekend at the plate so far for him.
He's about due, though.
That's the scary part. If you're Skip Johnson in the Oklahoma dugout.
It's not about if, it's about when.
Fastball in for a strike.
There's a nice job by Barfield changing things up with Kepley at first base. He's gone with the high leg kick. Did a little bit of a hybrid slide step there. I think they're going to go over to first base on the pickoff move soon.
There it is. So a strike to Stevenson. Here's a look at Carolina. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters, just 2 for 23, 4 runs. Everybody else is hitting almost 420. One ball, one strike.
Thing about Barfield, and when he comes set, if Kepley goes on first movement with a high knee kick, Barfield's going to have to speed things up to get the ball over to first base and Christensen to be able to turn things around. You know what I mean? Because now the speed of Kepley, he's not going to slow down. If he gets picked off, he's going full speed to second base. So the transfer from Barfield to Christensen to Willits is going to have to be turned quick. Big lead at first base.
There he goes. Swung on, dumped to left field, and caught on the fly, and that will take care of Carolina. Hit it right at Gamble. And the threat for the Tar Heels ends in the third. Still no score. Number the third, Dawson Willis, Jason Walk, Easton Carmichael against Aiden Houck. And we mentioned this at the top. There's a look at kind of the splits of Houck's season. In first 7, you know, he's winning.
Yes.
Last 6 now since mid-April been a fight. And he's got his hands full here. 9-1-2 for Skip Johnson's team. Willis showed but bounced away, so ball 1.
It was interesting when we spoke with head coach Scott Forbes. He said it's been a luxury in feeling like he has 3 Friday night starters, and he's including him in there.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Willis waits to left. It's got some juice on it. Going back is French. Gone. Dawson Willis has put Oklahoma in front. Solo home run to start the third.
We bang it with those long arms. Dawson Willis is able to get full extension, puts a charge into that over the left field wall. His 6th home run of the season. Good effort by Carter French out there, but the hanging breaking ball, even at the bottom of the lineup.
That'll bring Walk to the table. 14th extra base hit of the regional for Oklahoma. It's their 5th home run. Remember, 3 of them have been hit by the guy in the on-deck circle, Easton Carmichael. Jason Walk, who had a double to start the game, fouls that away into the grandstand along the third base side. Pretty good catch out there. Look at this.
Everybody's got to step up. With the glove,
we got a glove.
Nice. Might have saved somebody from being decapitated over there.
Reached over 2 people, by the way.
Have you ever caught a baseball in the stands?
Once.
Once?
Yeah, caught it off the bounce, so it didn't count.
I dropped 1.
Of course you did. And what did you do for a living?
I know, right?
What were you for a living?
So disappointed
a wide
in myself.
receiver. You dropped the baseball.
Disappointed in myself.
Oh, imagine the people with you. 2-2. Walk gonna strike out. He'll be retired. 2-3. So 1 away after the home run from Willis. And we told you Easton Carmichael's got 3 of them. Here's Friday night's version. And then this morning, early afternoon, they'll just have 2 of these.
Yes.
And that second one, by the way, way over the scoreboard. And here he is again, the talented Sooner catcher with 1 out, and Oklahoma now leading 1-0 on their second hit of the ball game, the home run from Dawson Willis. Carolina have only allowed 2 extra base hits in the regional, 2 doubles before the home run by Willis. Changed speeds and fooled him there. 1-1 to Carmichael.
That's the same exact pitch that he struck out on in the first inning. Maybe not seeing the off speed as well against Houck.
That's a fastball strike, 93. One and 2 to Carmichael. That's now in the dirt. 2-2.
I think if you're Houck, you got to be careful about going inside against Carmichael. He has extremely quick hands. Down and away.
3 and 2 in the dirt. Full count pitch. Ball 4, Carmichael aboard. So the home run by Willis, a strikeout, a walk, and now 1-out pass for Carmichael.
You see Scott Forbes out there. Just recognizing, you can see a little bit of frustration there. Just don't want to give too many freebies up against a team like the Sooners.
Especially the way they're swinging the bat.
We saw that this afternoon.
Yep. Christensen. And now Stevenson's going to go out and check on Houck here. The thing about Oklahoma is this morning Nebraska helped them with the 3 errors in the first inning. They ended up with 5 for the ball game, but Oklahoma was ready to go, and that's the thing we talked about with Skip Johnson in game day. And their ability to take what was a disastrous start here last night against Carolina, process it for the last 4 innings of the game last night, and then come back this morning with the mission.
Well, I thought it was key when we spoke with Skip Johnson during that game.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, with Kyson Witherspoon on the mound, that should have been a 6-pitch first inning. And I'm sure that's the message that he's presented to the rest of the team, is like, hey guys, we played as bad as we possibly could. We made the errors and opened up the door for UNC to score as many runs as they did and put us behind the 8 ball.
Right.
But if we play our style of baseball and we throw and catch, like he said, play catch, it's been six pitches and we'd have been in the dugout.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike to Christensen. Houck's got Carmichael at first, who runs well. That's low, 2 and 1. Aiden Houck is 0 for 4 on first pitch strikes this inning. He's just 2 for 12 in the ball game.
He spiked a bunch of pitches as well. You mentioned about Brian Marine, the shuffling of baseballs, home plate, and the work that Stevenson's had to do behind the plate.
Throw back over. Easton Carmichael in. And Sam Christensen waits here. On a 2-1 count. That's away, 3 and 1. Lights are off down in the left field corner in the Carolina bullpen. Houck has got as much time as he wants here, as long as he keeps it in front of him. 3-1. In for a strike.
Just for Houck, it may take a little bit to shake off that bomb hit by Willis. Let's get back into the same rhythm he had, especially in that first inning.
Got him. Christensen stared at strike 3, 2 away.
Christensen did not like this strike call. It's a great job on the frame behind the plate. A little help from Stevenson to get the second out.
5 Ks now for Aiden Houck. And here is Jackson Willits, who bounced to second in the first. Carmichael down at first. There's one turned over foul at first. With a roll by Todd Butler down there coaching first for the Sooners. I don't think our visit lasted more than about 10 minutes, but it was great with Butler on Thursday. He came up and spoke to us.
Oh, yeah.
As if we had not been here before. Danon had not. Me, guilty.
Yeah. It's all right.
He was fun to talk to. Great coaching career, by the way, he's had.
Absolutely.
5 Southeastern Conference schools. And an important ad, you think, just about Skip Johnson and moving to this league, in particular in the SEC this year. How valuable somebody like Todd Butler on your staff.
Yeah. Got to talk extensively with him yesterday again. Just about all that you have to juggle with the NIL and transfer portal, et cetera. Was fun to see. What am I talking about?
0-2 away to Willits. Ball and 2 strikes.
I think Carmichael was on his way to second base, just did not get a good jump, so put the brakes on. Maybe going here.
1-2 from Houck. That was up and out, and Carmichael was kind of leaning again.
Yeah.
So it's 2-2 now to Jackson Willits of the baseball Willitses of Oklahoma. Runner goes, Willits swings, past Stokely at first and into right field. Carmichael stopped at second. He will advance to third. They'll be at the corners and 2 outs on a 2-2 single off the bat of Jackson Willits.
And this worked out well. Could have been detrimental for the Hoosiers. As you can see, Willits does a nice job driving it past the first baseman. He's relegated to holding the runner on, and Carmichael, as he rounded second, even with 2 outs, just kind of had a brain freeze right there. Thought the line drive, and he'd have had to stop and put the brakes on, but he was fortunate to still get to third base. I don't think on that hit, Wes, he would have been able at full speed, even with the stolen base attempt, to get home.
Yeah.
The runners are on the corners here.
Third hit of the night, second of the inning for Oklahoma. Another run 90 feet away, and there's a fastball to Gamble. He bounced to first in the second. Oh, 0-1 from Houck here for Trey Gamble. Off the plate, a ball and a strike. 27 pitches in the inning. 72 in the game for Aiden Houck. That's low, 2-1.
You mentioned the stat of the inability to get ahead in battle. This creates an uphill battle for Houck. And the engagement of the defense takes a little bit of a hit as well.
2 balls and a strike. Ground ball rolling toward Vanderbrake. He'll scoop, throw, and that takes care of the threat. So, and Willits is upset with some of the collision that went on.
What happened was Vanderbrake was fielding the ground ball as Willits was going from first to second. He kind of bluffed to try to distract Vanderbrake there, and Vanderbrake, as he threw it to first base, had some words for Willett.
Yeah.
At second, so a little bit of chirping going on. I understand that some players might think that's a little bit Bush League. I do not.
Yeah.
It's a ground ball. You focus on your job. There's no need to chat about it.
Timeout. They'll exchange. Umpires are talking. And a warning's been issued as we go to break by Brian Marine to both dugouts. And we're back after this on the SEC Network.
It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Check-in time is 3.
It's 2:55.
I know.
Is this what he's doing now?
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No games, no fun.
Yes, Coach.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, you always have your vacation home to yourself. Make it a Verbo.
Well, Skip Johnson and Scott Forbes have both had conversations with Brian Marine, and here's the play in question, Dana.
Well, you have Jackson Willits going to second base, 2 outs there. He fakes at the ball with his hand, trying to distract Vanderbrake at second base. And then after the final out was recorded, there's some chatter between Willits and Vanderbrake going to the dugout. Brian Marine, the home plate umpire, issues a warning to both dugouts. then the coaches came out with a little bit of opposition there that Scott Forbes first started, and then you see a little back and forth. Stokely has to push his buddy off the field. I don't see anything wrong. Maybe I'm old school. Like, I've seen a lot worse on the field. Like, trying to distract a defender. Like, what about if there's a guy that tries to steal second base and the ball gets thrown into the outfield and the shortstop holds the glove on him?
Right.
Like, is that the same type of thing? Like, again, like, how far do you want to go down this rabbit hole? So I get it. It's an intense situation here, regional final, but I think cooler heads will prevail.
Here's the 0-2. Gallagher, by the way, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I also think good job by Brian Marine and this crew kind of keeping the volume turned down a little bit.
I agree.
Because the minute the crowd saw Vanderbrake and Willits kind of stare off, that turned the emotion up a little bit around everybody. I think to your point, before we went to break, Scott Forbes was wondering, why are we getting the warning?
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
That probably was about some of the verbal stuff on the field that we're not privy to.
Wes, did I ever tell you one of the reasons why I went to professional football and left professional baseball?
No.
I was playing center field.
Yeah.
And I used to yell back at our pitchers to hit people, like if I saw them do something.
Right.
So I figured I needed to go play football or go to counseling. It was either one or the other. I had some anger issues.
Football or counseling?
Can you imagine Jason walk out in center field screaming, hit him!
Gallagher has hit one. It is deep. Walk going back, and it's gone. .397 and 107.6 on the velo.
Third baseman staying hot. Fastball grooved right down the middle. Belt high. Talk about a picture-perfect swing. No chance for Jason Walk to track that one down. Puts a charge into it to tie this ball game.
Pitch away to Stokely. Carolina's 4th home run of the weekend, their 8th extra base hit, and we're tied at 1. 2-1. 2-0 rather to Hunter Stokely. First home run Jaden Barfield's allowed this year. Stokely hacks away. 2-1. Now Gallagher took off around second. Had a smile for Willits.
Yes. That's the way you can get around the warnings. Just don't say anything. Just give a little nod. Never want to stoke the fire just a bit. But that's how you rebound. Let the bat do all the talking.
3-1 to Stokely. Boy, Gallagher's been fun to watch.
Yes, he has.
Hit him. And now all of a sudden the Bosch comes to its feet.
That's where you have to be careful. It's one thing to have that fiery nature, and it can propel you at times, but what does it do to your opponents? Poking the bear, fastball that gets away from Barfield there. Hits the protective gear, and Stokely gets a free pass, but more importantly, seeing the Bosch come alive.
Oklahoma's got James Hitt, another left-hander, transfer from Texas Tech, going in the pin. And here is Madera. By the way, there's no surprise that Skip Johnson's lined up his lefties for tonight.
Yeah.
Carolina 0 for 4 with runners aboard. in the dirt, ball one.
Don't sleep on Stokely. Big body first baseman, 4 for 4 in stolen bases on the season. Deceptive speed. I don't think that you would opt to try to implement the run game here. Just continue to put pressure on Barfield.
That's off the plate, 2-0. And now, here comes the head coach of the Sooners, Skip Johnson. And whatever happened to end the inning a moment ago just brought the crowd to the table now.
Everybody was kind of moving in slow motion here. You got the fans, the student section out there waving at the bullpen.
Quick reminder to you, Men's College World Series starts on Friday the 13th, 2 o'clock Eastern. It's exclusively on the ESPN family of networks. For more information, log on to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. And Brian Marine's out to check in on the confab. And Skip Johnson's still visiting, and I think he's talking to Brian Marine a little bit, then he's talking to Jaden Barfield.
Maybe feeling like Barfield's getting squeezed just a bit, wants to get not only some words to his team, but also to the umpire. Takes that opportunity. Heading back to the dugout.
Yep.
I've always been able to appreciate umpires. They're the only position, whether you're a referee or an umpire in different sports, you're the only one that's expected to be 100% correct. And yet they still have the patience to deal in fiery situations with players and coaches. It takes a lot.
3-0 it is now to Madera.
I could not do it.
Here is Barfield to work from the belt. There's the 3-0 for a strike. Fastball just under 90. Stokely at first, Madera at the plate. We're tied at 1 after the Gallagher homer. Fouled away, and we're full. We've ratcheted things up a notch or two here. Fisted foul. Will it stay in the ballpark? Willis, who had the home run for Oklahoma, against the net for out number 1. It's a fine play in foul territory by Dawson Willis.
Yes, it is. Unfamiliar territory. Haven't played here very much, but knew exactly how to get to the wall. The length that he had, he is able to avoid that, hitting the net first. Get that first out. Now, Barfield's just a ground ball away from getting out of this jam.
Here's Tyson Bass, though. Grounded to short. Back in the second. First pitch swinging. It's a foul ball. 0-1 to Bass. Guy who's really come in here and found a way to contribute for Scott Forbes this year. Transfer from North Carolina Wesleyan. Of course, that was Forbes' alma mater. 0-1. Fastball up, ball and a strike. To the point that Bass is one of these guys, we keep talking about underrated guys for Carolina. You get a variety of answers. I mean, Bass is just one side of the discussion. Madera is a guy Scott Forbes thinks might be the most underrated. There are other people that talk about, you know, somebody like Stokely. Gallagher has now emerged. Obviously, his numbers would tell you different. Carter French could make a case. That's why Carolina's 44-12. 1-2. Scott on the right side. Branch out, Harris in. He's calling for it and drops it. Stokely's going to be out at second. That's going to work out for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But not the preferred method.
There's a lot of real estate to cover, even with the speed of Deshaun Harris. With the first baseman Christensen holding the runner on and the second baseman Branch close in double play depth. He's the lone wolf out there that has to try to track that down in the high skies, not able to secure it. Fortunately for the Sooners, it didn't skirt too far away from it.
9-6 force for the second out. And here's Angelo driving one foul down the left field line.
There's really not much that Stokely could have done. He couldn't have gotten off the base even further.
Correct.
The first baseman was there. You don't want to get doubled up. You'll take your medicine.
One way or the other, seemingly that's what was going to happen, is what we have here. Guy at first, just 2 outs. Just a different route there. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Sam Angelo. Oklahoma had James Hitt up in the bullpen. A left-hander who has not appeared yet in the region.
Could this be a place for Tyson Bass to try to swipe his 13th base?
Angelo chops on it, backs up on the second baseman Branch. He will throw on, and that takes care of Carolina. But the Tar Heels tie the ball game. Gavin.
He's done now, and we'll move on.
Okay, that's all we need to know. Appreciate you. Thanks for the time. You bet.
Thanks, Coach.
So that'll do it then for Barfield. I suspect James Hitt, who we saw warm up, another left-hander, will be the guy here for Oklahoma. Carolina ties the game in the 4th. This is Branch, who helped retire the Tar Heels a moment ago. 2-0. That's high. 3-0. Aiden Houck gave up the home run to Dawson Willis. Oklahoma's got 3 hits in the game. Carolina's got 2. There's a 4-pitch walk to Branch. Or no, it's a strike. Sorry, 3-1. Kyle Branch looks out. That's fired away foul. Now it's full. Sooners put 17 on the board this afternoon to eliminate Nebraska. They took a 1-0 lead here a moment ago before the Gallagher home run. There's the walk to Branch. Third walk of the night issued by Houck. He's had 1 in each of the last 3 innings. And here's Deshaun Harris.
May see some small ball employed here with Deshaun Harris. Try to move the runner over. Branch does have good speed. 14 of 14 in stolen bases on the season.
Thought about it. Took a hard step. Pitches ball 1.
As I mentioned earlier, Wes, we've seen a lot of balls thrown down in the zone and in the dirt from Houck. So to me, that would open up the door, and that's maybe where the discussion is going right here.
Yeah, Brian Gaines is on the way out. And he is the Carolina pitching coach, assistant head coach for Scott Forbes. So while he visits, quick reminder to you, you can be less like us. Before the game, we were up here doing what? Watching squeeze play. Yep. They had the quad box going. You can too. Scan the QR code on your screen right now to the best live action on the ESPN app. You get every game, every big moment on the road to the College World Series. They do a terrific job this weekend. They'll be back at it again next weekend. Matt Schick, Chris Budden. Of course, Chris Burke, Mike Rooney all involved. Carolina's got action in the bullpen. The right-hander Olin Johnson, who we saw briefly last night. In the bullpen now. Here's the 1-0 Harris straight to center field, and Kepley will have it. Out number 1. Soft fly ball into center field. Kepley tracks it down. And Deshaun Harris is 0 for 1 with a walk. And here's Dickerson, who was called out on strikes in the second.
So Dickerson Park went over the right field fence. Game 1 of this regional.
Got fooled on the breaking ball there.
He's had some trouble. That first strikeout in the second inning was 3 straight breaking balls. Caught him looking. Here's one off the plate.
First pitch strike for Houck. 0-1. In for a strike. 0-2. Just given kind of Aiden Houck's game-by-game summary since mid-April. Carolina fans thought he might be in for a little bumpy ride early. Could he settle down and find the seam? And Dickerson tempted fate there.
Yeah, that was a little bit out.
A ball and 2 strikes now to the right fielder, or the designated hitter tonight. Played in right field on Friday night when he hit the home run.
In just a bit.
Yeah, they're not going to let Branch get a stride.
That's called being a complete pitcher on the mound. Controlling the run game. Force the team to play at your tempo.
That ball ripped foul. That might be over in the Avery Dorm construction site. The 1-2. Another foul ball out of play.
Houck has to be careful about allowing Dickerson to extend those arms. 6'2" frame, good long, strong arms for the freshman. They try to go with a fastball on the inner part of the plate. We've seen what Dickerson can do to the opposite field.
He's the second most famous person from Lee Summit, Missouri here tonight. Dickerson is. Struck out. Breaking ball from Houck. Got him again. 2 away. The most famous person from Lee Summit is Damon Hughes. Here's the home run back in the third. Dawson Willis to left field.
Yeah, you see the hanging breaking ball, and he makes a pay. Solo shot. Back in the second inning, third inning.
So 2 down now. Branch at first and Willis again. With the home run earlier, Willis 5 for 13 now in the regional. Came in at 229. Division II transfer. The 1-1. Fastball just missed, 2-1. Did he go? Did, says Derek Everett. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And this breaking ball, the spin rate on this breaking ball from Howard must be exceptional. Seen multiple right-handers just baffled by it.
2-2. Full now. And Stevenson with a signal for the infield.
And just reminding everybody it's 2 outs, so the runner is on the move. Every play needs to go to first base here for the infielder.
Branch at first after the walk to start the inning. That ball slapped to left, and it'll bounce in front of French. They're going to try and take third. There'll be a play at the bag, and he is safe there. And safe at second is Willis. A home run, and Willis is on board again, and now Oklahoma's got second and third and 2 outs. Threatening here in the bottom of the 4th.
Any young baseball player that aspires to excel at the highest level needs to watch the base running here on display. Excellent job by Branch to take the extra 90 on the single to left field. He's rolling the dice just a bit, but because he draws the throw, Gallagher has to apply the tag, and the speed out of the batter's box from Willis gets him to second.
Willis a single, took second on the throw to third, and here is Jason Walk, who outside of the guy on deck might be one of the more dangerous hitters in Oklahoma's lineup. 2 down, and it's 1-0 from Houck. That's low, 2-0.
Yes, I don't know about you. There are different schools of thought in loving the long ball, loving pitching duels. One of the aspects of the game that I really love that gets my juices going is base running.
Yeah.
Great base running, man. It's like an art to watch.
2-0. Walk waits. It's 3-0. Scott Forbes looking out here, knowing his pitcher's probably got to come in on 3-0. And there's the strike. Olin Johnson's been throwing in the Tar Heel bullpen in the left field corner. One game, go ahead run at third. Ball 4. 2 walks in the inning, 4 in the ball game now for Aiden Houck. There's Olin Johnson, the right-hander. Pitches for Houck through 3 2/3. Con Chmielewski was the left-hander you saw.
Looks like they're going to keep him in here. Righty-righty matchup against the dangerous Easton Carmichael.
Yep. So Walk at first, Willis at second. And Branch is the go-ahead run at third with 2 down. The 1-0. Popped out of play, 1-1. Carmichael is 0 for 9 this year with the bases loaded. On the ground at third. Got by, and it will drop in, and nobody is able to scoop, and Branch scores to give Oklahoma the lead. Gallagher tried to scoop it. It'll be an error against the Carolina third baseman.
Yeah, this is a tough play, a tricky hop. in-betweener there, tries his best to glove it, knows he's going to have to rush to throw to first base. That's the only play to be made to try to end this inning. And you see the frustration of Haug right there. Got himself the ground ball. Just unfortunate with the outcome.
And that's going to be it for Aiden Haug. He gets 3 2/3 innings. Oklahoma's taking the lead, though, at 2-1. And Carolina's going to make a change here. So Aiden Haug's evening is over. He'll leave the game trailing. And Olin Johnson. Oh, it's going to be Tom Chmielewski next. We welcome you back to the NCAA Baseball Regionals. They're presented to you by Capital One. And we're in the 4th inning here in Chapel Hill. Oklahoma's just taken the lead at 2-1, and Aiden Haug's evening is over. 3 2/3 innings, 102 pitches tonight.
High volume of pitches in his outing there, but only gave up the 4 hits.
And here is left-hander Tom Chmielewski. Appeared briefly last night. And allowed 2 hits. And now Christensen waits. And ball 1.
This may be a matchup situation to bring Chmielewski in, lefty versus lefty against the dangerous hitting Sam Christensen.
You see, he's 306 against lefties, 231 against righties. 2-0. Partisans here in Chapel Hill not happy. 4 hits for Oklahoma, 1 in this inning. That's off the plate, 3-0.
Such a tough circumstance to be brought into. Out of the bullpen, bases loaded, the speed that's on the base paths, the heart of the lineup for the Sooners.
That's a strike, 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Sam Christensen. On the ground at short, long throw, and they got him. Madera retires Christensen. Oklahoma takes the lead, though. Single from Dawson Willis. Sooners in front, 2-1. Win sends him to the Super Regionals, a Sooner victory, and we play a winner-take-all game tomorrow. Jaden Barfield's night is over. Young freshman showed well for himself. You see, 4 innings, 70 pitches, gave up the home run to Gallagher. And now here is a left-hander. This is grad transfer James Hitt from Magnolia, Texas. A left-hander at 6 feet 192, toeing the slab.
And you see his numbers, 33 strikeouts, 30 hits in 32 2/3 innings, 10 walks, a 4-pitch guy. He's topped out around 94, but usually resides 89 to 92, 4-pitch. He has a cutter, slider, and changeup. For the lefty here against this dangerous lineup for the Tar Heels. We have French, Kepley, and Vanderbrake coming up.
Yeah. So Carter French, who grounded out to first. And you see Kane Kepley also on deck for Carolina as we go to the 5th inning. Don't forget the voice of the SEC every afternoon, 3 to 7 Eastern, 2 to 6 Central. You can be entertained by his knowledge, his takes, and his callers. The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays right here on the Southeastern Conference Television Network and the ESPN app. Just for the benefit of our friends at home, this is the National Collegiate Athletic Association Division I Men's Baseball Championship. James hits first pitch. Into the dirt for French, 1-0. Hits first appearance here in the regional. Swung through a fastball at 94. Hit was really good out of the bullpen in the SEC tourney opener against Kentucky. He gave them 4 innings of scoreless relief. Dana?
Yeah. That's what you need, confidence in your bullpen, especially when you have a circumstance where, like tonight, you have Barfield going, don't know what you're going to get from him, how much length you're going to have from him, but you also have in your back pocket solid pitching in the bullpen that you can rely on.
No question. Barfield worked that game, Hitt worked that game, allowed Oklahoma to then show Kyson Witherspoon in game 2 against Georgia and eliminate the Bulldogs. There's a strikeout of French.
The breaking ball down and away. You can see French just could not hold up on it.
That is the 5th strikeout or 4th strikeout tonight by Sooner pitching. First for Hitt. Now here's Kepley. Fires in there for a strike. He was 3-1 and change. Strikeouts to walks during the regular season, as you noted.
Not afraid to pound the zone. I mentioned he topped out at 94. That previous pitch was 95. So the adrenaline working for a hit here.
Kepley reached on Aaron to third, grounded to third to start the ball game. 0-2 now. That's high, ball 1. Kane Kepley, transfer from Liberty. All Conference USA a season ago. That's fouled off. Count will hold. Here comes a new bucket of baseballs for Brian Marine.
Amongst this very talented Tar Heel team, you have to believe that Kane Kepley is one of the anchors, if not the anchor of this team defensively, the table setter on the base pass with this speed.
Chase that one. The ball bouncing through. Cut off Branch. Tough throw. Got by the first baseman Christensen. Kepley's aboard. Going to be a hit.
With the speed of Kepley, this could have been the defensive play of this regional here. Excellent effort by Branch at second base. Has to go with the backhand. A quick transfer right there. Oh, it went off the glove. I thought initially it may have been a one-hopper, but it actually went off the glove of Christensen. They would have gotten Kepley at first base.
Yep.
Missed opportunity, and there you see it on the face of Hitt.
So a strikeout and a single. 1 out, and Vanderbrake It's a strike just below the letters to Jackson Vanderbrink.
Vanderbrink, one of the team captains, two-time captain. Leader of this team.
And throw it back over. Two to one Oklahoma. We're in the fifth. Sooners in the front after plating a run on an error an inning ago. Fastball at 93 cooked up by Vanderbrink there. Each team's gotten into their bullpen tonight. Oh, 2 off the plate. And we showed you the bracket a couple times here this evening in our coverage. And Damon and I have remarked more than once.
Yes.
We have not seen one close.
Oh.
This feels like it might be. This just feels like this could go the distance. Struck him out. Boy, Hit has come in here with a plan. 2 away.
And that plan is firepower. Fastball, fastball, fastball. Gets that one down. A nice job getting the second out. That's the part of the game within the game with a guy like Kepley. When he gets on base, you're the 2-hole. And now here, the 3-hole and Stevenson. You got to think more fastball. Because obviously the pitcher's trying to put himself and the catcher in a position to chop down the runner. There's another fastball at 93 miles an hour. How the run game affects the pitching. This is where you see it.
Luke Stevenson's looking for his first hit in the regional. You see 1 hit in his last 21 appearances, including 7 strikeouts. Missed there. Ball and a strike now to Stevenson. He offered a question maybe for Brian Marine. Maybe he wanted to know what I swing at a strike.
Yeah.
One runner at first. Well, Easton Carmichael does such a good job setting up and offering the target for Hit. And we know he's been a terror at the plate. His work defensively has been sharp too.
Absolutely. Still such confidence in pitchers.
Yep.
You throw any pitch anytime because I know I have a brick wall behind the plate.
Three and 1. Two outs in the Carolina 5th. Struck him out. Or no, strike 2, sorry. 2 outs, and here is Stevenson. We're coming to a head here, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Speedy.
This guy's been frustrated at the plate. Hit's trying to keep him off balance.
Kepley at first base, going to be on the move.
Offered, did he go? Did not. Ball 4. Oklahoma was halfway to the dugout.
Yeah. I think that was Carmichael trying to steal one there. That pitch was off the plate. Well, he may have gotten the swing. I think both umpires got that right. Let's see the side swing here. Yep, he definitely held back. I thought the bigger question was whether that was a strike in location, but it was off the plate. It's a great eye by Stevenson.
What do you show there, Dana, when you know you're not swinging it well, and yet you draw a walk, huh?
Yeah.
Carolina 0 for 2 today with runners in scoring position. Kepley's at second. Stevenson at first. And a ball to Gallagher, who's accounted for the only run. They were 7 of 16 last night against Oklahoma with runners in scoring position. 11 for 26 coming into the ball game tonight. And Carmichael, I think, was trying to get the gear set.
Be careful here with Gallagher. How hot he's been in this regional, the power that he's displayed.
1-0. Held up again. You see last night's numbers with runners on and in scoring position and what's happened tonight. Two out, two on. To left. Does it reach the gap? It does. Gallagher to the wall. Kepley will score. Here comes Stevenson, and Carolina leads. They were 8 for 15 with 2 outs last night. Here we go again.
Another great swing by Gallagher. And another extra base hit for the 4-hole. Gallagher doing a nice job seeing the ball extremely well. And yes, a high five from across the diamond. 2-run double.
And here's Stokely now against hit. On the ground, Willis will scoop. Throw on to first, and that takes care of the Tar Heels. But the damage is done. Gavin Gallagher, part of a 2-run, 2-hit inning.
Carroll for this game and try to win it, but we got to make those decisions knowing that we do have a game tomorrow, so we need to get some length from our bullpen before we potentially go to Lynch or McDuffie.
Okay. Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
Thanks, Coach.
And the boos you're hearing are for Jackson Willits, who was involved in the ground ball with Vanderbrake earlier in the game. Gavin Gallagher, by the way, is having a weekend. 1-0 from Shimoleski. That's in for a strike.
I almost feel like they should be cheering Willits. I mean, see, remember how quiet it was, how docile everything was?
Yeah.
Like, he stirred them up. They should be cheering him.
I don't think it works that way.
No.
1-1. 2-1. Gallagher, by the way, quick note, 8 for 10 now. 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. There's Vanderbrake.
For 10.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. Have a weekend. 2-1. 3-1. The pitch. Ground ball. Foul. Jackson Willits. His dad, of course, on staff. His younger brother, one of the top draft-eligible prospects from the high school ranks. And he draws a walk on a full count pitch. And now why are they booing him? Well, because he was aboard at first when a ground ball came off the bat of Gamble. And he reached down to kind of create a distraction. Next thing you know, Vanderbrake and Willits, and we got, a little bit going on. We had bench warnings issued to both schools by Brian Marine, the home plate umpire. And Willits was the one that stepped in the center circle, so to speak. And he's at first on the walk to start the fifth for Oklahoma. And Gamble fouls back the first pitch from Shimoleski. I got Carolina with 4 walks tonight. 5 walks.
Yeah.
Which is pretty close to the number they had in the first 2 games.
That's true.
There's a fastball. First 2 games they had 5. They have 5 tonight.
Willits at first base, 14 of 14 in stolen base attempts. Down by 1 here.
There's strike 3. Shimoleski, the punch out of Gamble, 1 away. And here's Kyle Branch.
Getting length from Shimoleski here. Just a firm fastball down in the zone, and another great job by Stevenson. That one's right across the knees, too close to take with 2 strikes.
And speaking of the baseball Willits, that's Reggie, the dad, talking to Kyle Branch here. Terrific player, by the way, at Oklahoma. Been in the big leagues for a half-dozen years. He was a top 5 rookie in the mid-2000s. And he's got a talented son who's at first and another talented son who's also expecting to hear his name called in July, Eli. And now Scott Forbes is out with a runner at first and 1 out. And I'm guessing this is the change. He makes the changes typically.
And a right-hander up in the bullpen, so even though he just spoke about getting some length from his bullpen, he's going to match up here against the right-handed Kyle Branch.
Yep. So the 3rd Carolina pitcher of the night's coming on. And it will be Olin Johnson. So we'll step aside in Chapel Hill. 3-2 Carolina. Morning Saturday afternoon, Nebraska eliminated Holy Cross. And last night, Carolina beat Oklahoma 11-5. Sooners came right back today at noon and put 17 on the board against Nebraska. Will Bolt's team's headed home. And Oklahoma, Carolina playing tonight. And if Carolina wins, they're headed to the Supers. If they lose, it's winner take all tomorrow here in Chapel Hill. And the 3rd Tar Heel pitcher of the night is the sophomore right-hander from Bellingham, Washington. This is Olin Johnson.
Yeah, we got a chance to see Olin Johnson 1 time already in this regional. You see his numbers: 20 strikeouts in 29 2/3 innings, 91-94 with elite fastball metrics. Got some riding life in the zone as well.
And Kyle Branch will see the right-hander Johnson. Branch walked and scored. The go-ahead run an inning ago. And you see Branch is .296 against right-handers, .270 against left-handers.
Well, it's very interesting. A few guys that have the backward splits. Usually you see your right-hander better against.
There's the throw down. The tag is applied, and he's out. Willits is tagged out trying to steal. Johnson altered his throw, but nonetheless got it to Stevenson. I'm not sure how that worked out for Carolina, but it did.
Yeah, this is an amazing play. Props to Stevenson behind the plate. He actually short hops this pitch out. Throws an absolute strike down to second base. This looked like it was a run and hit situation, and an excellent tag applied by Jackson Vanderbrake there.
And Willits is thrown out for the first time this year.
Crossed up.
And look at this. Might be a costly throw. No, because you know who stole it again? Kane Kepley in the thick of the night. One, two, three, go the Sooners, so to speak. We move to the 6th. What a weird turn of events, huh?
Yes.
I mean, a 1-2-3 inning the backwards way, if you will. Willits walked. Gamble struck out. And then Willits was thrown out 2-4. And then a moment right after that, the next pitch, Branch fires one out in the center field, and Kepley robbed him.
A lot of action this middle part of this game.
And here's Madera.
Some action in the stands, too.
Yep. Fastball away. James Hitt back out there. He was not happy with the series of events an inning ago. Bass and Angelo to follow against the left-hander. Over the top and away, 2-0. 0 for 2's Alex Madera. Three and 0. There's the 3-0 strike. Three-1 to second. Here's Willits, and a nice pull by Christensen at first to retire Madera. Willits charged it, and Christensen helps to retire him at the back end, and here comes Tyson Bass, who's 0 for 2. In fact, the next three guys, 7, 8, 9, that were pretty productive.
Yep.
0 for 6 combined here tonight so far.
It's kind of flipped around just a bit. We talked about Kepley, Vanderbrake, and Stevenson really not being a factor, and two of those three guys have scored 2 of the 3 runs for North Carolina here.
Pitch is up to Tyson Bass. Middle infield on the grass here is Hitt delivers off the plate, 2-0. Danny, I'm sitting here thinking, looking at kind of who's pitched and who hasn't for Oklahoma. I gotta believe Skip Johnson's thinking almost an exclusive left-handed lineup tonight.
Yeah.
As much as he can get it. There's a fastball in, and Bass almost skipped the rope there, ball 3. And just looking kind of through his card as to who he might be able to go get. Obviously started Barfield, is pitched Hitt. He's still got a couple other guys. Cameron Johnson, the guy we saw last night, also available. And there's a 4-pitch walk with one out to Tyson Bass, who's on base for the first time tonight.
And you wonder if the way that they were able to produce offensively against Kyson Witherspoon, the right side, if that plays a factor into it, like, hey, our best right-hander, one of the best right-handers in the country, got touched up to that extent. Maybe we need to go the opposite route with lefty arms.
Yeah, and there is some logic, and you hear Carolina fans talk about it, other ACC teams who follow baseball, that Carolina's not nearly what they are against lefties that they are righties. 1 out, 1 on here in the Tar Heels 6th with a 1-run lead. Angelo fouls the first pitch off. And again, the later the night gets, goes back to what Scott Forbes was talking about. Where's your inventory in relation to not just today? Here we go with game management and event management.
I thought that was interesting that he spoke about that. You're talking about the middle of this game. If you win, there is no game tomorrow.
Right.
But yet he's still talking and preparing as if.
Right.
And some people might take that the wrong way, like you're preparing to lose. No, you're preparing for the completeness of the weekend.
And every coach somewhere has a plan.
Yes.
Of how they want to go about doing it, and it's things people want to know about. What do you meet about that?
Yep.
You meet about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the general fan, and I've always thought this about professional sports. I think at the same time, college sports, there's an assumption that it's like youth sports. You just show up for 2 hours, practice, and that's the only thing you do. No, the studying, the mental part of the game, the film study, all of that comes into play in order to excel at this level and even above.
Yeah. Oklahoma does have a right-hander, so throw my logic out the door. By the way, Jason Bowden is up in the bullpen. We did see him on Friday night against Nebraska, albeit briefly. 1-1. That's high. 2-1. Oh, look who's here tonight. Oh, Roy. Fixture at the game.
Yes.
Got the hat on. Must have scored with the hat on.
You heard us talking about it.
Yep. He had the hat on. That means we scored then, because I think I know a little bit about that guy in terms of what he's thinking. If something happens with the hat on, I bet the hat stays on.
I got to meet him on multiple occasions when he was at KU.
I got a story for you about him, by the way.
Yeah.
Good looking shirt too. Might be helping him seat somebody. That ball rolled back to the mound. Nice play by Hitt. He's going to throw to get the force at second, and they get the double dip. Nicely done. 1-6-3 by the Sooners. And a double play retires Carolina. Still 3-2 North Carolina, but look at the fielding here. Smartly handled by Hitt. Huh?
Yes, kept his balance, got it done.
Home of the home team tonight in this regional final. And Olin Johnson back on the bump. There's old Roy going through. Hey, here's the story.
All right.
You know, they have the PitchCom devices, right? And there's an audio portion to that.
Okay.
You familiar with that?
I was not.
Okay. There's a PitchCom and, you know, the earpieces, catchers, stuff like that. And you just hit the number and it tells you what to do, right? Well, you know whose voice is Carolina's PitchCom? Roy Williams.
Really? That is awesome.
Is that not great?
That is.
Little known, big baseball guy. I mean, this is no show. Big baseball guy. Loves the game. Sees a lot of games. A lot more now than when he was coaching. Loves the game. And he's the PitchCom guy. That's in the gap off the bat of Harris. And Oklahoma is getting Deshaun Harris's best effort this weekend. He's been terrific. And that's a leadoff gap shot off the bat of the right fielder.
Talk about the little things that don't show up in the book. Watch Kepley go after this line drive. With the speed of Deshaun Harris, this would normally be a double for any other center fielder. Gets it in, actually surprises Vanderbeek with the strong throw from left center field. Holds him to just the single.
Well, tying run at first, go ahead run at the plate. And here's Dickerson, who did hit the home run Friday night against Nebraska. Olin Johnson over the top, missing. 0 for 2 tonight for Drew Dickerson. $299 now on the year. That ball is golfed. High fly ball, left center field. Has that got enough to get out? It does, and the Sooners are in front. Second home run of the regional for Drew Dickerson. And Oklahoma has taken the lead again.
The pride of Lee Summit, Missouri, coming through again, has seen a healthy dose of breaking balls in this game. That one hangs over the plate, and look at this swing. Great balance, and absolute no doubt it puts a charge into it halfway up the net in left center field.
And that's going to be all for Olin Johnson. Oklahoma's gone back in front on the 2-run shot of Dickerson. Scott Forbes out to make a change. Carolina's going to go to their fourth arm of the night when we come back. Oklahoma has regained the lead here in the regional final in Chapel Hill. Everybody involved, by the way. That thing is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Might be one of the favorite things I see all year. I mean, just in terms of the show it is,
yeah,
and the way they do it. And you can't have two more knowledgeable guys than Runes and Burks.
Yep. Very impressive.
Yep. So scan the QR code now and log on. Squeeze Play takes you everywhere. By the way, the ACC's got a team in the Supers. Duke is there. Blue Devils winners over Oklahoma State at Foley Field in Athens. Here is Folger Boaz, 6'2" sophomore, 212 pounds, from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Right up US 52 north from Winston-Salem.
Okay, you see his numbers: 30 strikeouts, 17 walks. 3-pitch guy from that 3/4 slot, southpaw.
Dawson Willis squared the punt on Boaz. Carolina's got more activity in the pen.
Boaz has really done a nice job working on his changeup this season. He's come to form as of late.
Another left-hander here for Forbes against Willis, who homered in the third, and that is bang foul. Down toward the Carolina bullpen, where right-hander Cale Bolton is also throwing. 1-2 it is to Willis with nobody out. 2-2. Oklahoma's regained the lead. Deshaun Harris a single to start the sixth, and then a 2-run homer from freshman Drew Dickerson. As push Skip Johnson Sooners back in front. Off the plate. 3-2 now.
The previous pitch was a borderline strike. Looked like a little frustration there by Boaz. He'll settle back in here.
Willis waits. Fouled it off. Stays alive at 3-2.
Have to be careful against Dawson Willis. How often do you say a 9-hole hitter that you have to be careful against? But with those long arms, he's shown the ability, full extension, to change a ball game.
Three-2. Foul back. Three-two. Fouled off again. Caught part of the gear, I think, from Stevenson on the swing through.
seen in several games this regional, the catchers taking a little bit of a beating, but they're used to it, of the tougher players on your roster. Have to be.
3-2. Fly ball to right. Bass, a long run toward the line, will have it. So Dawson Willis is down for out number 1. We got a couple of ACC, SEC regionals in progress tonight. Tennessee, Wake Forest, Deacons advanced from the elimination game today. Mississippi State and Florida State tonight. Also ACC, SEC. That's what you expect. 2 best college baseball conferences in the country.
A lot of representation from each of those conferences.
Yep. 0-1 with 1 out. Jason Walk's been tough this weekend too. Everywhere. That's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harrison High School, Ackworth, Georgia, where they factory press leadoff guys. Both of the Pattersons who played in the bigs played at Harrison High. That's in for a strike. 1 and 2. It's also pretty good football too. Justin Fields went there. Skip Johnson of Oklahoma slipping right into the intersection of the Southeastern Conference to get walk, right? Off the plate, 2 and 2. How do you announce your presence in the SEC? Go to Georgia and get a couple guys.
Definitely a hotbed of talent in every sport.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That's low. Full count now to walk. Seemingly he gets almost to this pitch sequence every time, right?
Has a great eye, great patience, discipline in the batter's box. You want to be careful because he does have the power, as you mentioned, as well as the speed.
3-2. Fouled away. 8 home runs, 36 RBIs for Walk. Got a double to start the game tonight, a strikeout in the 3rd, a walk in the 4th. Ground ball. Vanderbrake, the high hop. Strong throw, gets it. 2 away. And Oklahoma with the 1-run lead, and here comes a guy who's been hitting the ball out of every ballpark next. But look at this.
Does a great job. Attack the ball just enough with the high bounce. Had to wait on it just a bit. You see the speed by Walk there.
Vanderbrake had to make sure he didn't challenge it too much, though, right?
Yeah. You want to catch it on the easiest bounce, especially when it has that much velocity, to the shift.
Backhanded by Vanderbrake. Long throw. Overshoots Stokely. And it's a 2-out throwing error on Carolina. Carmichael hit it right into the shift, by the way.
Yeah. Perfectly played. Vanderbrake is right there. Has a little bit of time there, and you can see drops that elbow. Ball sails just a bit, even with the size of Stokely at first base. Can't bring it down.
Second error of the night on Carolina. First one cost them a run. And here's Christensen now. And a throw back over. Carmichael runs very well for a catcher.
Yes, he does. 14 of 19 in stolen base attempts on the season.
And now Christensen. Stevenson tried to frame the pitch. from Boaz. Brian Marine didn't see it. Ball one. There's a fastball at 92 for a strike.
Aren't you amazed at how many umpires up the first and third base line?
Lots.
We can't even see some of these strikes, and we're behind the plate.
Yep. Dozens.
They're like eagle eyes.
1-1. Pops the mitt there.
There's that slider from Boaz. Tight spin.
Oklahoma's in front. 2-run homer from Dickerson. Carolina trying to get to the dugout. See what they can do in the 7th. Just missed. But he hit the mitt, and Stevenson was off the plate.
And that's the thing you have to take into consideration. I know the fans are not privy to that angle, but oftentimes, especially when you're ahead in counts, the catcher will be outside the strike zone. And that's what happened there with Stevenson.
2-2. On the ground, back to the mound. Look at Boaz without the mitt. Everybody's going to be safe. Ball got hit so hard off the bat of Christensen, it took the glove off Folger Boaz. So now first and second, 2 down, and Jackson Willits gets a bat.
Another breaking ball and a great swing by Christensen there. And as you mentioned, you can see right there, right off the heel of the glove. Seems like it was coming off anyway, and no chance to keep it around him and get a play at first or second.
So the single for Christensen. Carmichael goes to second, and here's Willits. 1 for 2. Caught stealing in the 5th. Ball 1.
Willits a fan favorite here from earlier. This place will erupt if he's able to get the 3rd out, if Boaz is able to record the 3rd out with Willits at the plate.
Fastball on the inner half. 2-0. Oklahoma's 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Easton Carmichael is at second. His back is to you. Sam Christensen is at first. Just missed. 3-0. Willits did not offer.
Definitely the take sign here for Willits.
The pockets of Sooner fans like the discipline of their shortstop at the plate.
Oh.
Fastball by him for a strike.
3-0 green light. Extreme confidence in that young man.
Boaz. Fly ball to right, and it is slicing away foul. By about 6 feet into foul territory. Three and 2 it'll be now for Willits.
Runners are moving on the pitch.
First and second, it stays. To left, that's going to drop in. Carmichael will score easily. Christensen turns. It's a double. 2-run double for Willits. Oklahoma pushes the lead to 6-3.
Great swing. He actually gives the shush sign to the fans. They've been on him since early in the game. He's talking back to him right there with his bat. He drives it to the wall, stand-up double, 2 RBI for Jackson Willits.
Oklahoma's doubled the number on Carolina here in the 6th with a 4-run inning. Willits at second. Boaz now works to Gamble. Oklahoma in 2 ball games today, 12 extra base hits, 7 doubles, a triple, and 4 home runs. 1-0, fastball strike. 1-1. Two outs in the 6th. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Gamble. Oh for 3 tonight is the Sooner left fielder. Stevenson covers that up. 2-2. Off the plate and it's full. Cale Bolton was throwing in the Carolina bullpen, a right-hander. Still activity down there now. Three-2. Ball 4. Full count walk to Gamble. 9th man to bat in the inning is going to be Kyle Branch. And Scott Forbes, coming to make the change. So the Tar Heels are going to go their 5th pitcher of the night here with 2 outs in the Oklahoma 6th, and the Sooners have put 4 on the board. The 2-run homer from Drew Dickerson, and moments ago, Jackson Willits, a 2-run double. It's 3 lead for Oklahoma. Tar Heels make a change back after this. Seed here trails the 2 seed Oklahoma out of the SEC 6-3, and Jackson Willits kind of became public enemy number 1 to the home team back in the 3rd inning on a ground ball that ended the frame when he stuck a hand down, and then Gavin Gallagher hit a home run. He smiled at Willits as he rounded second. In the 5th, Willits was thrown out trying to steal for the first time this year. The crowd gave him a standing ovation as he came off. And here moments ago, he ripped this ball down the left field line and gave the fans at Boshemer Stadium the shush sign as he headed up to first.
Moxie.
Dana, what are we doing?
I know, right? It's out here for a friendly baseball game, and we get some extra activity.
So Willits is at second, the 5th Tar Heel pitcher of the night. Here's right-hander Cameron Seagraves from Ellerby, North Carolina. Scott Forbes talked about a little bit of everybody having who can we get length from. So Seagraves, the next customer, 18th appearance. He's got 23 1/3 under his belt.
34 strikeouts, 22 walks. Another guy that comes from that 3/4 slot, fastball slider mainly. Fastball can get up to 98 miles an hour, so a freshman with a power arm here.
9th batter of the inning is Kyle Branch. And Seagraves reaches back for strike 1. He works to the far side of the rubber here.
third base side, which makes it a little bit tougher on right-handed batters. You think about it from a stride standpoint, where his release point is, could be behind the batter to some respect.
Here's the 1-1. Pretty good move on the breaking ball.
Yeah. Of course, says he has elite metrics, I should say. Power arm, freshman out there, some quality experience here.
The 1-2, low, 2-2. First and second, Gamble's at first on the walk. Willett still at second after the 2-run double that extended Oklahoma's lead. Branch at the plate trying to add to the Sooner tally here. That ball lifted towards shallow center, and Kepley can't get there. Willits will score. They'll throw to third. The ball hit the back of Gamble. He'll turn, throw at the plate. Stevenson puts the tag on him. He's out. But the Sooners add another. Willits scores to make it 7-3. Branch is going to get credit for the RBI. Gamble tagged out at third. And then the play's made after the and has extended the lead on North Carolina to 7-3. And now all of a sudden James hit the second Sooner pitcher of the night. Boy, look at Skip Johnson's team. When leading after 6, they're 30-1. Carolina's 2-11 when they trail after 6. And that first pitch right there hit Carter French. So now Carolina's got the leadoff guy aboard, hit by a pitch. And here's Kepley, and with the Lion King walk-up music, here come the animals again for you, Dana.
And outside of the solo home run hit by Gallagher in the 4th inning, that is the first time they've had the leadoff batter on for Tar Heels. So trying to get something going. Mufasa.
Yeah, a lot of them. Simba's all over the place. My favorite is how it's morphed into just holding up something.
Yeah. Holding up beverages.
Saw a guy Friday night hold up a beverage.
Yes.
Fastball in. 1-1. By the way, Tom Kasimpa giving us terrific information all week.
Oh, absolutely.
Last 4 innings last night, the 9 they played today against Nebraska, and so far through 6, Oklahoma now has 29 runs. You hate to say that there was a turning point. Look here, Skip Johnson's coming out, and he does all the things pitching wise for Oklahoma.
He's walking with some purpose out there as well.
Yeah, he is. So while he talks to hit, and we don't want to impose on the conversation, remind you quickly about the NCAA.com. That's your home for all 90 NCAA national championships that are staged, all the information, schedules, ticket availability, and more. Don't forget, in the case of this event, it leads to the College World Series in Omaha. Starts on Friday, June 13th at 2 o'clock. You can see it all exclusively on the ESPN family of networks. So the visit is concluded. Jason Bowden is back up in the Oklahoma pit. We'll see where the pitching goes here for both these schools. Sooners with a 4-run lead. Carolina's got 9 outs. Kepley takes all the way. 2-2. Carter French is at first. He was hit by a pitch. To the plate. Kepley rips it fair down the right field line. French around second. He's headed for third. Kepley a big turn at second. He'll hold. Second and third, and nobody out for Carolina in the top of the seventh.
Just an excellent two-strike swing here by Kepley. Gets his hands inside the ball, pokes it past Christensen at first base, almost collides with Christensen, and there you see French has to hold up to see the line drive through, so easily gets to third base. We got two runners in scoring position here.
And now Oklahoma's going to dip into the bullpen. And here comes Jason Bowden. Second and third, nobody out in the seventh. We'll continue from Chapel Hill in a moment. This is a regional final. A win by Carolina would send them to the Supers. Oklahoma wins. We got a winner take all tomorrow here in Chapel Hill. Time to be announced, by the way, if necessary. James Hitt's night is over on 44 pitches. Feels like he pitched more than 2 innings, though, right? A lot was going on. Couple of runs, couple of strikeouts, couple of walks, allowed 3 hits. So he will step aside, and here comes Jason Bowden, who worked an inning, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody, including a triple the other night against Nebraska. So Bowden toes the slab here with second and third and nobody out. Surprised?
Oh, not surprised at all. I think you are looking here for a righty-righty matchup. Bowden, 4-pitch guy, can get up to 95 with that fastball.
Orange, Texas product in the dirt. Ball bounces away. Carmichael does a nice job quickly collecting. Ball 1.
Got to remember, Tar Heels hosting this regional, but the visitor on the scoreboard, that could be a factor.
There's a fastball, 94 right on the seam to Vanderbrink. Jackson Vanderbrink is 1 for 3. He singled in the first. Coming into the game, he was 1 for 8. That cut the edge on the outer half. 1 and 2. Nobody out. Runners second and third. Carolina trailing 4 desperately needs to get some production here. And Brian Marine has stepped out from behind the plate and is
it looked like timeout was called by Vanderbrink there.
So he noted it. Vanderbrink swing and a miss. Strikeout registered, and the putout is 2 to 3. So there's 1 away.
Well executed pitch, get ahead in the count. Nice job behind the plate by Carmichael. Look the runner back and throw a strike to first base.
Dylan Crooks, by the way, the closer. has started to loosen up in the Oklahoma pen. Just missed on the way to Stevenson. Crooks, by the way, worked an inning here the other night. Struck out 1. There's a fastball strike to Stevenson. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 2nd and 3rd for Carolina. French was hit by a pitch and then a double off the bat of Kepler. 2 and 1.
We mentioned Stevenson. The year he's had hasn't been the same as this regional.
That ball rolled over to second. Branch, he'll throw to first. They concede the run. It's 7-4 as French scores. So Carolina gets 1 back. Kepley goes to third. It'll take a 2-out hit to not only extend the inning, but to get another run.
Here comes the most dangerous hitter in this regional, Kevin Gallagher.
An RBI ground ball for Stevenson. Gallagher has homered and driven in 2 more with a double. Until that hit right there, he had acquired and accounted for all the runs, and here comes another one because he's fired that one into center field on the first pitch from Bowden. He's going to dig for second, and he's got it. 2 doubles and a home run for Gallagher, and marking down for his 4th RBI of the night. Well, no, Skip Johnson will pitch to him the rest of the night.
Yeah, might not be a smart move to do so, but here, just a breaking ball, catching the middle part of the plate, and every swing we've seen from Gallagher has been identical. Just balanced, level, and then busting it out of the batter's box, looking for 2, takes a chance and gets there safely.
9 for 11 is Gallagher, and here's Stokely with 13 homers. Big cut by Hunter Stokely, and the ball popped out of the mid of Easton Carmichael. Two outs in the Carolina 7th. Fouled off. 0-2. Hunter Stokely does not get cheated, Daniel.
No, he doesn't. Takes his hats up there. So the time for that clutch 2-out hit. Tar Heels need to bring it within 1.
Struck him out. Stokely strikes out for a 2nd time. Bowden comes in. The double from Gallagher. Carolina plates 2 runs in the inning. Oklahoma 7. North Carolina 5. We go stretching in the 7th at Chapel Hill. Well, we got a terrific ACC-SEC regional final here in Chapel Hill. Presented tonight by Capital One. Oklahoma 7, North Carolina 5. 4 of the 7 runs tonight for the Sooners unearned, and Cameron Seagraves starts the bottom of the 7th for Carolina, and Hassan Harris squared to bunt. He's got a single, been on base twice here tonight. Is there any way we could pipe squeeze play in to kind of look into some of the other games that while we're doing this one? Because apparently Wake Forest has picked up a win. They got a winner take all tomorrow in Knoxville now. Dana,
we can multitask. I think we can listen and do it all. You can.
No, I don't know. We got Berkey and Rooney talking. We get off our game pretty quick.
That's true. That's true.
3-0 to Harris here. Scott Forbes got such great pitching from Jake Knapp and Jason DeCaro. There's a fastball strike, 3-1. And tonight it's been turbulent. Oklahoma has continued their outstanding hitting. Started with the 6th inning last night. It did not stop in all 9 frames today against Nebraska, and it has continued. They got 9 hits tonight against Carolina. Tar Heel pitching's had some walks. That's fouled away.
You and I discussed it earlier. When they put up that 17 runs against Nebraska, you wondered, okay, the carryover from the night before, a late game, we didn't get out of here until after midnight.
Yep.
Thought that was going to be a factor. It showed itself not to be. Then 17 runs earlier, you wondered they're going to be able to, did they use up all their gasoline then and they weren't going to be productive offensively tonight? That has not shown itself to be the case. So to give credit to Skip Johnson, his staff, keeping these guys ready and producing.
Yep. Off the plate, and there's a walk for Harris to start the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring Dickerson to the plate. And a quick flashback to an inning ago. The freshman hammered it.
Sitting breaking ball. Parks it halfway up the net in left center field. Really impressed by that young man, how he stepped up, moved up in and around the lineup. DH, right fielder.
Here's pitch 170 of Carolina's night. Quick throw down to first. Stokely put the tag on. He's safe. Stokely says, we want to check this one out, coach. Brian Marine has already taken the gear off, and we'll get an umpire confab here. Stokely thinks they got him. Todd Butler coaching first for Oklahoma with hands on hips just to say, well, okay, y'all have a look.
You can see just the bluff on the fake steal, but a fastball, and that's a great job applying the tag. Oh, looks like he got him on the fingers from that angle. On the fingers before they reached the base. Outstanding job, great execution. I think this is going to be the camera angle. Swiping the hand.
The first angle is a little more defining,
yes.
It looks like, right?
He was trying to fake steal, but because the elevated fastball was there, Stevenson was able to throw a strike down there, and Stokely with the applied tag, right? Ooh.
Wow.
What do you say?
This is one of the closest we've seen in 3 nights. We've seen some close ones. There were a couple steals Thursday, and
is the key, is there enough to overturn what was on the field?
Yep.
From my vantage point, it looks like he got him.
Oh, we expanded the picture here.
Oh.
So, Brian Marine.
After review on the stands, runner safe.
So the call on the field stands.
That was quick, too.
Well, it also means there's not enough video to overturn.
Listen to the terminology used.
Stands, confirmed, overturned is typically what you get. So now Harris stays at first. It's 0-1 to Dickerson, who's hit 2 home runs in the regional, including the shot tonight. Fastball up, 1-1. 2-run game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Oklahoma applying the pressure again. Leadoff man aboard with the walk to Deshaun Harris. In the dirt for ball 2. We're talking about Oklahoma from the afternoon game against Nebraska to tonight, and we had a quick visit with Skip Johnson, who said, well, we went over to the soccer stadium and took cold showers. Those must have been $1 million cold showers. There's another throwback. The other part about this is, remember how that game ended? I mean, it was just, we kind of lazily got to the end of the Nebraska-Oklahoma game, 17-1. There's Cale Bolton still available in the Carolina pin. Fastball by Dickerson at 94. It speaks to how well these coaches have prepared their teams for the scenarios they're facing here.
Yeah. And having a plan. I mean, I had never heard of, I played both sports at the college level, professional. I'd never heard taking cold showers between games. And
well, now he hit him on a 2-2. So Dickerson goes to first. Harris will move to second, and there's nobody out in the seventh. And that is the first batter hit that Carolina pitching tonight. And Dawson Willis will come to the plate. He homered in the third to put Oklahoma ahead. And I think that's going to be it for Cameron Seagraves. And another pitching change coming for Scott Forbes. And this is, by all accounts, going to be Cale Bolton. Grad transfer from Liberty's on his way in. 7-5 Oklahoma. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Nobody out and 2 on when we come back on SEC Network. Carolina had the lead, and Drew Dickerson put Oklahoma in front with a massive 2-run shot, and then Jackson Willits, crowd quieting double, extended that lead, and the beat went on. The Sooners ended up putting 5 on the board in the 6th. North Carolina got a couple back in their half of the 7th, but it's still a 2-run lead. And you see Dickerson and Harris visiting with Coach Willits. Meanwhile, we got guys talking on bananas in the Oklahoma dugout.
It's always the pitchers.
Yep. Including Barfield on the right, who started the game.
He must got a lot to say.
And you see what Oklahoma's done the last 22 innings. Sooners have been, to quote Dana Hughes, electric in here. My goodness.
36 hits, 29 runs.
And here is North Carolina's 6th pitcher of the night. Here's the Liberty transfer from Lewisburg, North Carolina, 6'5" Cale Bolton. 10th appearance on the year.
Surprise, surprise. 6'5", big body pitcher for the Tar Heels. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
First appearance of the regional for Bolton, who worked just 7 innings during the regular season. That ball popped out of the mitt as Willis squared the bunt. And now the pass ball will push Dickerson and Harris to second and third respectively.
Tough break for Stevenson behind the plate. He's done such a great job handling this pitching staff all weekend long. Initially, you thought this was going to be a sacrifice bunt situation. Well, they have a safety squeeze that's just looking to crowd the zone, affect the pitcher's accuracy.
2-0 now, Bolton. Both pitches running hot. Willis 2 for 3. Solo homer in the third, put the Sooners in front. Nowhere close. 3-0.
Willis is definitely in take mode and has been so. Infield is in.
4, 4-pitch walk. So another walk from Carolina pitching tonight. Brian Gaines is coming out now to talk to Cale Bolton. 8 walks by the Tar Heels. So Bolton has just come on. That's Dylan Weber, a left-hander who has only appeared in a single game this year.
I'm sure much of this conversation is just about throwing strikes and relaxing. You got the infield in, only down by 2. Don't want the wound to open up anymore here.
I don't know if any of the guys in the Oklahoma dugout will be calling Paul tomorrow, but Paul Feinbaum on tomorrow, 3 to 7 Eastern, 2 to 6 Central. The Paul Feinbaum Show is weekdays right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. I'm not sure what kind of roaming charges you have when you're calling on the banana. Breaking ball in for a strike. Jason Walk standing in. 5th time at bat here in the 7th for Walk tonight. Been on base twice. His double started the game. Infield drawn in all the way around with the bases loaded. There's a strike to Walk. Bolton looks in, comes ready on an 0-2. Did Walk go? He did. Struck him out.
This is excellent bounce back stuff from Bolton there. You see the check swing definitely offers at that pitch. 3 quick pitches after the mound visit. Now the middle infield can move back to double play depth. Corners will still be in on the grass for a play at the plate.
And this is Easton Carmichael. Strike from Bolton. Carmichael taking all the way.
This is a gut check for Bolton here.
7-5 Oklahoma. I think you're right though, Dana. Offered, did he go? Did not. 1-1. Oh yeah, I knew that would bring them to their feet.
Oh, let's see here. Oh,
Derek Everett at first. Just lost his spot on the holiday card list. 1-1. Strike 2. (7-5) ball game. Bases loaded. Breaking ball up, 2-2.
Everyone on the edge of their seats here. It's ready to explode. Bolton can get out of this jam, get a ground ball here, or strike out against the dangerous Carmichael.
Christensen would be next for the Sooners. 3-2. You think Carmichael pulls the trigger here?
Oh, yeah. There's some discussion at first base with Stokely and the base runner Willis.
3-2. Flared it over into the right field gap. 2 runs are going to score. Nope, 1. That ball came in quick from Bass. Harris scores to make it 8-5. RBI for Carmichael with 1 out on a single.
This is a great job. 2-strike hitting on the breaking ball. Hands inside the ball. drive it to right field, exactly how you'd want to teach anyone in a two-strike situation.
8-5 Oklahoma on the Sooners' 10th hit of the night. And here's Christensen against Bolton. First pitch strike to the Oklahoma first baseman. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Struck out twice in the ball game. 0-2 now. Base is still loaded. That's high, 1-2. Oklahoma's got their 27th 10-hit game. Foul ball up the first base side. They've got 28 hits today. 51 hits in the regional. One ball, 2 strikes it is to Christensen from Bolton. Called strike 3. Christensen not happy. He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 2 away in the 7th for the Sooners. And here's Willits.
Breaking ball. That's a nice job by Stevenson behind the plate. Maybe a little bit low on the bottom part of the zone. Too close to take there. Well executed pitch by Bolton.
Base is still loaded with 2 outs, and Jackson Willits away, 1 ball. Willits 2 for 3 tonight, driven in 2 runs with the double. An inning ago. That's away. Cale Bolton seems to know almost when the ball leaves his hand if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah. Gonna be in attack mode here.
Fastball by Willits, 2-1. Willits is clearly one of these guys. If he's on your team, you love him.
Yes.
If he's not, there's no chance. He's a good ball player, and that's fouled away, 2-2. I'm guessing that a lot of Skip Johnson's players get juice from Willits.
Oh yeah, you always have that one guy.
Yep.
Generates the energy you need. Opponents don't like. It's okay.
2-2. 3-run lead for Oklahoma. Can they add more here? Willits offered. Did he go? Did not. 3-2.
He held up there. Definitely more clear than what we saw from Carmichael.
Full count again. On the ground at first. Stokely will scoop. He'll step on the bag. Oklahoma leaves them loaded. They add a run on just 1 hit.
Yep.
Duke is a winner at Foley Field in Athens. They get the winner of the Oxford region. And Florida State eliminated Mississippi State tonight. They'll get the winner of the Corvallis Regional. Oregon State, obviously the #1 seed there. And at last report, I think they put about 3 touchdowns on St. Mary's. I will double check it for you here, sir. 20-3 was the final. I'm sorry, they missed a couple touchdowns and a couple field goals. We've seen some scoring today now. 8-5 here. Bowden still on the bump for Oklahoma. Madera and a 2-1 count. Fastball strike, 2-2. Madera does not agree with Brian Marine. And when something like that happens, you probably better pull the trigger if it's close. 3-2. Bowden's got a live arm. Ball 4. Leadoff walk for Alex Madera. First time he's been on base tonight. Oklahoma's not walked many.
Nope. The Tar Heels aren't going away either.
Just their 3rd of the night, I think, from a walk perspective. 4th of the night. Yep. And here's Tyson Bass. Dylan Crooks has been warming in the Oklahoma pen. Gotta believe at some point he's going to get the ball tonight. He was really good the other night. Didn't see much, but we saw enough to know.
Things can definitely get tricky. You have to go to that game tomorrow on how you're going to utilize whose availability and how you're going to use the bullpen.
Yeah. Crooks has got 14 saves and an ERA of 1.8. 32 strikeouts, 9 walks, and he has allowed 7 extra base hits of the 23 he's allowed this year. That's a strike. 2-1. Bass is 0 for 2. Fires it away, right back through the middle and into center field. Madera going to hold at second, walk and cut it loose. And the tying run comes to the plate. And for the first time tonight, Sam Angelo is going to see a right-handed pitcher, and maybe not. Because Angelo last night took Kyson Witherspoon deep twice in Carolina's win. And now, Skip Johnson, with nobody out in the 8th, is going to go get Crooks.
It looks like Crooks is having a tough time dealing with that. The competitive juice is flowing. Gives up the 1 hit.
So in comes Dylan Crooks, the Sooner closer. Nobody out in the 8th. Tying run at the plate when we come back. Whoever survived this afternoon's elimination game would have to beat the Tar Heels twice. Well, that was Oklahoma that dismissed Nebraska 17-1. So here tonight, Oklahoma's got an 8-5 lead. Top of the 8th inning, nobody out. Runners first and second, and the Sooners have summoned the closer. Here is Dylan Crooks, 6-foot senior from Euless, Texas. And we gave you a little preview of his worksheet a moment ago. 14 saves and an ERA south of 2.
Totally dependable. Always going to be around the zone. 32 strikeouts to just 9 walks. Trying to put out the fire here.
He was on the midseason stopper of the year award watch list. Second in the SEC, third in the country with the saves. And he gets Sam Angelo, who homered twice last night off Kyson Witherspoon. Ball one.
Well, we mentioned earlier about the reversal of offensive production. Bottom of the lineup. Previous games had really stepped up. Not until that last single by Tyson Bass had we seen anything from the bottom third. Now an opportunity to tie this ball game.
Angelo to right, down the line and foul.
The collective gasp of the fans here.
Whatever Skip Johnson says into that walkie-talkie that's in the pitch comm, it's going to be along the lines of don't throw that again. 1-1. 2-1.
We can call pitches up here all day and night. I was almost 100% sure it was not going to be a breaking ball there. Based on that previous swing, Wes, you knew a fastball was coming. Might see a healthy dose of that here.
It was 95, by the way, in the right-hand batter's box. That is a strike, and it's on the outside corner. It's the front corner to the left-handed hitting Angelo. Two. Up and out. We might have a couple of these sequences before we're done tonight. Danon, here we go with one. Here's one.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Full count. Fouled away.
Angelo had said last night that the ball looks like a beach ball, and if you are a hitter at any level, that's the kind of feeling you want to have in the batter's box.
Three-two. I'll tell you what, he's filling the parking lot over there. Crooks ready. Skied it. Will it make the seats? Willis going to go over and give it a look, and it is just over the net. So Crooks saw one move just over the foul pole. Now Angelo's seeing one just escape the net.
What a battle we have here.
Oh, yeah.
This is why you come to the park. This is why the faithful are here.
3-2. Foul back again. Ninth pitch, or 9 pitches into the at-bat. Here comes 10. We are 3.5 hours in. Ball 4. And Dylan Crooks can't believe it. Bases are loaded now for Carter French.
What an at-bat by Sam Angelo. Foul ball after foul ball. And then the awareness of the zone on the inside part of the plate. He knows that's in. Takes ball 4.
Ball 1 to French, who's 1 for 5 this year with the bases loaded. Angelo at first, Bass at second, Madera at third, nobody out in the Carolina 8th. Off the plate, 2-0.
Got to force Crooks to throw a couple of strikes here if you are Carter French.
And here comes the Sooner boss, Skip Johnson. And this is pretty much a conversation with his closer. A lot going on in the bullpen. Reed Hensley is 42. And we have not seen Dylan Tate this year. That's number 32. Both of them right-handers. We haven't seen Dylan Tate this weekend, I should say. On the year, he has made 1 appearance.
We are digging deep into the barrel right now.
We saw Hensley for an inning already this weekend. Bases are loaded. 2-0 to French. No home runs. He's 238 on the year. 2 for 9 this weekend is Carter French. There's a strike.
Carter French, you want to put the ball in play. Obviously, you want to try to stay out of a double play. Don't want to hit the ball back to the pitcher.
Fouled away. Quickly 2-2. Another full house at the Bosch tonight. Ball 3.
Seems like Crooks is used to having that ball have a little bit more arm side movement. He's working on the inside part of the plate against 2 lefties in a row, hoping to get that to come back into the strike zone. Hasn't been successful.
3-2. Struck him out. 1 away. Fastball at 94.
Just a firm four-seam fastball. Has some rise to it at the end, and not a bad swing there, just underneath.
And
first out.
Reese Holbrook is going to run for Sam Angelo with 1 out. So Holbrook replaces Angelo as a pinch runner with Kane Kepley standing in.
I know that's seems like a tough decision to make because of the way Angelo has swung the bat, but having a faster runner at first base here now with that being the tying run, an extra base hit could tie this ball game.
And here is Kepley. One out, bases loaded. Ball 1. Carolina's got 5 outs left in their ninth. That's a strike. Crooks is almost married to the outer third to left-handed hitters.
Yeah, he'll come inside, it seems like, with 2 strikes, but you're right. Working on the outside part of the plate. And he's
1-1. Kepley skies it. Going out is Willis. Coming in from left is Gamble. And nobody moves. There's 2 away.
Looked like that ball almost popped out of his glove.
Yeah. So the runners all hold. Kepley is retired on the fly ball to Gamble.
Yeah, watch left field. See that ball right there.
Oh,
has to squeeze the hand around it just to keep it inside the leather.
So Vanderbrake, who has really struggled, 1 for 4 tonight, had a single in the first. Represents Carolina's last chance. There's a strike to start.
Remember Vanderbrake, we had talked about Willits. Some of the antics earlier started between he and Vanderbrake, so an opportunity here for Jackson. Turn things around.
0-1. Almost threw it beyond Easton Carmichael's reach. Ball and a strike. Two down in the 8th, 3-run lead for Oklahoma. Now 1-2. Carolina's left 6 on board tonight. Oklahoma has left 11. 1-2. 2-2. Felt like Tar Heel fans were holding their breath there.
He just doesn't have that movement back into the zone. He's hitting his spot, just barely off the plate on the outside.
Yeah! 3-2. Out comes Christensen. Everybody will be on the move here.
This is key. The runner at first base. You got to be in full speed sprint. Ball hit to the gap, may be able to score.
Pitch. Fly ball, right field. Harris has to hustle in. And Oklahoma gets out of the jam. Tar Heels leave the bases loaded. 3-run lead for the Sooners when we go to the bottom of the 8th. Dismissed Nebraska from the proceedings, and here tonight they've got 10 more hits and 8 more runs, and they've left 11 on base. And still hold a 3-run lead on the top seed North Carolina as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Gamble, Branch, and Desan Harris for Skip Johnson's team. And Caleb Bolton returning, the 6th North Carolina pitcher of the night here to work the bottom of the 8th. Two balls and no strikes it is to Gamble. Gamble kind of showed bunt. Gallagher came down the line a little bit from third.
I don't think Gamble has any intention on bunting or has had any intention on bunting here. Just trying to muddy the waters a little bit.
That's a strike. Scott, first base side. And Stokely will give way. Vanderbrake. One down. Carolina has one guy in the bullpen, Cameron Paget, who we saw briefly last night. There's a look at Paget. Oklahoma's turned the lights off down in theirs. With Crooks set to go in the ninth. Pitch off the plate to Kyle Branch. Bolton has missed high on his first two offers here to Branch. 10 hits tonight for Oklahoma. And a ground ball sharply hit to Vandenberg. 2 down. Rashawn Harris, who scored twice tonight and has another hit, has walked twice. Now with 2 outs.
As of now, you got to give some credit to Bolton coming in.
Yeah, because the first 4 pitches were not good.
Not good.
Brian Gaines walked out there, and whatever he said, they ought to patent.
That's right. And everything, as you mentioned, everything has been out of the zone high for him when he's missed.
Yep.
But he's been able to settle back in for each batter and kind of quiet things down for the Sooners.
2-0. That's cracked on to right. Could be trouble. Bass going back. Deshaun Harris continues the hit parade. A solo homer for Harris. Almost 90 feet to make it 9-5.
This is the type of swing you want to have. The first pitch of an at-bat puts a charge into it there. Just a nice balanced swing. Halfway up the net in right field.
And with 2 outs, here's Dickerson, who's already homered tonight.
Consider the youth movement on this team for the Sooners. 2 sophomores and Walk and Harris, a freshman, and Dickerson.
Fastball missing, 2-0. Oklahoma is 6 for 14 with 2 outs tonight. They've had 5 extra base hits in the ball game. Swing and a miss, 2-1. You're looking to Carolina in the 9th. Stevenson, Gallagher, and Stokely, who are a combined 3 for 9, and the 3 all belong to Gallagher.
I was about to say.
2-2 it is. Two. Full now. Bolton. Breaking ball fouled off by Dickerson.
You can tell Dickerson has the utmost confidence in the batter's box. Quality swings.
Three-two. Fouled it off to stay alive. 3-2. Ball 4. 2-out home run by Harris, and now a walk to Dickerson. And that's going to give Dawson Willis a chance, and he started all this tonight for Oklahoma.
You see the graphic up there, 9 walks on the evening for the Tar Heel pitching staff.
Scott Forbes knows it's hard to win games doing that.
Especially against a team like the Sooners.
Yep.
They make you pay for it.
Here's Willis, 2 for 3. The home run in the 3rd started the parade tonight for Oklahoma. Turned on that, pulled it up and foul. Some of the faithful kind of heading for the exits. Oklahoma came into the morning, arrived at the ballpark about 10 o'clock for a 12:06 first pitch. After losing 11-6 last night. 2-1. And today, they have scored 26 runs, 29 hits, and walked 13 times. They've got 13 extra base hits in the 29. 7 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs.
What time was first pitch last night after the delay?
Started at 7:36 last night, so in 27 hours.
Yes.
Their life has changed. And this is Scott into left off the bat of Willis, and it might be out of here, and no. On the track against the wall, Carter French makes the play. But Deshaun Harris adds another run to the hit parade for the Sooners. Oklahoma leads 9-5. Top of the 9th and the last chance for the Heels next. Well, time might be running out on Carolina. They don't keep a clock in baseball. It's scored out. It's determined by outs, and Carolina's down to their last 3. They want to avoid a winner-take-all scenario tomorrow here with Oklahoma.
This has been a game of opportunity and missed opportunity.
Sure is.
Sooners taking advantage of every inch the Tar Heels has given them, and then in that last inning specifically, Wes, bases loaded, no outs. Don't play to run.
Those are the ones that oftentimes determine what happens at the end of the night. Here's Dylan Crooks trying to get the 6-out save tonight. Stevenson rolls it over toward first. Christensen, easiest play of the night, scoops it at the bag and steps on it for out number 1.
This game shapes up like it's going in that direction. I think if you're Scott Forbes, you have to be in the ear before they leave this park tonight, not wait till tomorrow. It's got to be some encouraging words like, hey guys, we just gave up 1. We still have an opportunity. We're still in the driver's seat. They'll be the home team tomorrow, and have them sleep on that note as opposed to feeling any kind of dejection.
Yep. Crooks fires it in there at 93 to Gavin Gallagher. This has been the charger for most of Carolina's offense tonight. 3 for 4 home runs, 4 RBIs for Gallagher. Fastball up, ball and a strike. I think, my emphasis on think, Dana, that Ryan Mack will get the ball tomorrow, or Ryan Lynch rather will get the ball tomorrow for Carolina. Just a thought. And for Oklahoma, I don't know which way Skip Johnson.
Want to use my coin?
Flip it.
Yeah, you want to flip my coin?
I thought we draw names out of a hat.
Yes, there we got it. We got to get a 10-gallon hat.
Skip Johnson's got the 10-gallon hat. We're going to draw names out of a hat. That ball ripped on the ground. Branch got the glove to the dirt and throws out Gallagher. So 2 down, last out. And here's Stokely. Been hit by a pitch, struck out twice and grounded to third. And a frustrating sequence for Stokely. Hitting .321 on the year. That ball's ripped, but right at Branch, and the ball game is over. In just inside 4 hours, Oklahoma wins. And the Sooners and Tar Heels go to winner take all tomorrow here in Chapel Hill for the right to see the winner of the regional in Eugene, Oregon next week in the Supers. The Capital One rewarding performance tonight. Dylan Crooks with the bases loaded, nobody out, and he works on a 6-out save tonight for his 15th of the year.
Yeah, shut things down. Any chance of a rally was quieted down by Dylan Crooks.
Terrific effort by Crooks. Oklahoma and North Carolina go winner take all tomorrow here in Chapel Hill. Time to be announced later. Stay tuned. Action coming up from the Fayetteville Regional. The Creighton Blue Jays and the Arkansas Razorbacks. Here's Kevin Fitzgerald and Bobby Miranda.